Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up.
Roberta.
Hey guys, welcome to J is for Justice. Happy Thursday. We are here for the Michael Vaughan press conference. I am cameraless today because I am feeling under the weather still, but we're here, and I too, Monkey Biz, am afraid of what we're going to hear, but we are tuned in live. This is live in Idaho. So we are waiting for the Fruitland police to take the stage here. Welcome. If you guys could give this a like while we're waiting, I appreciate it.
Yeah, we expect them to file in here any minute now, Dawn. It's been a very busy month for the Fruitland Police Department after really not a whole lot of information, at least shared publicly, since Michael Vaughan went missing July 27th of the last year. So it's been almost a year and a half, but this month
Hi,
they made an
Sandman.
arrest and they completely excavated the backyard of a home. Beginning earlier this month, that arrest was made on the 11th. Those digging efforts began on the 12th, and we know they were on scene there for more than a week.
Robin.
We did drive by that area on our
Hi,
way here to
Angie.
Fruitland City Hall today, and it is completely back to normal there. No more police tape, no more crews on scene. The fence is back in place, and it really looks like their efforts there so far, Dawn, are done.
Am I getting old, or are these reporters getting younger?
No, we've heard this more than once from the family representatives and from the police department that there is no connection between the Vaughan family and the home where this search took place. We know the woman who lives in that home, Sarah Wanter, was taken into custody that Friday night and charged
Cruiser
with
Chris.
failing to report a death, specifically
think so.
naming Michael Vaughan in those reports.
It looks like a child,
Now,
but
there
apparently
is
it's
no
a reporter.
connection that we've been told of. Police say there's no connection. They don't know each other, but it is extremely close to the family's home, walking distance in a residential area, only a half a mile from where Michael Vaughan was last seen at his home that evening of July 27th. Dawn?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure who that is.
They will not be here today. They'll step out today as
Here they come, though. So quiet in there. Is that Chris
All right.
McDonough?
Good afternoon, everybody. I just wanted to
fuck?
start out by saying thank you to our media partners. Thanks for being here. And thank you for the continued coverage of the Michael Vaughan case. I also wanted to begin by just giving my sincere thanks to all the law enforcement agencies, local businesses, and members of the public who helped us over the course of the last year and a half of this intense investigation. More recently, during the last 3 weeks, we could not have completed the work necessary without the selfless help of others. The community support has been absolutely incredible. As you know, from the time Michael went missing, this has been an all-hands-on-deck investigation, and it remains very active and an ongoing investigation. You can't take one of our most precious citizens from us and ever expect us to stop. During the course of this investigation to date, we received credible information that the remains of Michael Vaughan could be found in the backyard at 1102 Red Wing Street in Fruitland. As a result, the Fruitland Police Department obtained a search warrant for the residence along with the front and backyards. That search warrant was served on November 11th. It was a Friday. We served that late in the evening. Upon entry, officers encountered Sarah Wanter, one of the known occupants of the home, and Sarah was subsequently arrested based on probable cause that she had knowledge of Michael's death and failed to report that death to law enforcement. The following day, the Fruitland Police Department, joined by the Idaho State Police, the Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue, the Fruitland Fire Department, and the Fruitland Public Works Department began a very methodical excavation of the backyard of the Wanderers' home. During that excavation process, the Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue, Mountain States detection dogs deployed multiple certified human remains detection dogs on the property, all of them alerting to the presence of human remains. Ground penetrating radar was also used and deployed, detecting anomalies in the backyard. We completed the excavation of the entire backyard and removed over 250 yards of dirt. Prior to backfilling the yard, the dirt was meticulously sifted for any potential human remains. We did not find Michael's remains. Although the remains of Michael Vaughan were not recovered, we strongly believe, based on evidence, that Michael was abducted and is deceased, and that his remains were buried and later moved from the property. As of today, the whereabouts of his remains are unknown. However, the investigation is active, fluid, and ongoing. Once the excavation was complete, we conducted a thorough search of the Wanderers' residence. The search was productive, and additional investigative evidence was recovered and is currently being processed. Evidence suggests that the following individuals who are currently in custody are involved in the abduction of Michael Vaughan. This is Sarah Wandra, 35 years old. Sarah lives at 1102 Red Wing Street in Fruitland and was living there at the time of Michael's disappearance. We believe that Sarah has firsthand knowledge and is involved in Michael's abduction. Sarah Wandra is currently being held at the Payette County Jail for failing to report a death to law enforcement. This is Sarah's husband, Stacy Wandra, 30 years old, a male. Stacy was also living at 1102 Red Wing Street in Fruitland and was living there at the time of Michael's disappearance. We believe that Stacy has firsthand knowledge and is involved in the abduction of Michael Vaughan. Stacy's currently being held in the Washington County Jail on unrelated charges. Now, the next individuals I'm going to introduce you to, let's go at the bottom there.
Wait, who's that guy?
This is Brandon Shirtliff, 30 years old, of Kuna, Idaho. Brandon was living with Sarah and Stacy Wandra at 1102 Red Wing Street at the time of Michael's disappearance, and we believe Brandon has firsthand knowledge of Michael's abduction. Brandon is currently believed to be in North Dakota.
My God, who are these people?
Adrian Lucien, 32-year-old male out of Toledo, Ohio. Adrian was staying with Sarah and Stacy Wandra at 1102 Red Wing Street at the time of Michael's disappearance, and we believe that Adrian has firsthand knowledge of Michael's abduction. Adrian is currently believed to be in Toledo, but floats between Ohio and California.
What?
I strongly encourage Shirtliff and Lucien to contact the Fruitland Police Department detectives as the window of time for talking and cooperation is coming to a close. This remains an active and ongoing investigation, with conversations taking place with the Payette County Prosecutor's Office about Michael's case and those individuals involved. We also believe that there are others associated with the Wanderers, Shirtliff and Lucien, who may have knowledge of Michael's abduction, and I would strongly encourage them to come forward and speak with my detectives. When we finally reach the conclusion of this investigation, and I can assure you that we will, all of those who have knowledge of Michael's disappearance and have failed to report or hindered our investigation will be pursued. There's a moment in time to do the right thing and bring your information forward and cooperate. And that moment in time is now. To date, the Fruitland Police Department has received over 1,500 tips and leads, and we received many new leads since this phase of the investigation has began. We continue to ask our community for support and patience as we continue to aggressively work this case. We also ask that the Vaughan family's privacy continue to be respected, and we'll continue to post updates as information can be shared. Tips can be sent to findmichael@fruitland.org or to Crime Stoppers at 343cops.com or the Fruitland Police Department at 208-452-3110. Tipsters can remain anonymous. So before I open it up for questions, I just want to make it clear that this is a very active and ongoing investigation. It's super important that we maintain the integrity of this investigation. So I'd ask you that you'd please tailor your questions accordingly. With that, I'll stand for a few questions. Alex?
So if Michael's remains are not found, will Sarah have to be released, or do you think that she will remain in jail?
The question is, will Sarah be released?
That you think are involved?
It is my belief that she will remain in custody. But again, we're in talks with the Fayette County prosecutor, and those talks are ongoing as far as charging.
And you can't speak to any additional evidence that was found in the house, like you said, you can't?
I cannot. Again, I just don't want to jeopardize the integrity of this investigation. Leslie?
J.P. Wandra is listed as an inmate in Washington County Jail, but he's not on the Idaho court records because it's currently like federal hold. Are there any other charges aside from hers that have been filed in relation to this?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Not at this point. Go ahead.
What was different about the tip you received in this case after, 1,500 tips over the last almost year and a half? What led to the arrest and the search? Can you share any more about what led you to that home?
I don't want to get into the details on that, but I can assure you that the tip that we received was credible. I also released that in an earlier statement that it came from one of the occupants of the home, which led to that, yes.
I'm sure that you guys in your investigation are following social media pages, which a lot of us have looked at, and one of them indicates a trip out of state taken within the time frame. Without hampering the investigation, you guys are at least aware of that trip taken to get a dog?
We are currently aware of a lot.
Okay.
And so I would tell you that you just need to trust us and trust in this investigation. We're making tremendous progress. We're comfortable with where we're at. I appreciate that question.
So Sarah Wondra didn't pass her mental evaluation for when they were in the hearing and things. Do you think this affects the investigation at all, considering that to be the case?
I do not at this point.
There have been mentions of a neighbor's yard. Has that been searched in any way or taken into consideration in this investigation?
Yes, as a matter of fact, we'll be deploying ground penetrating radar in the neighbor's yard tomorrow.
Okay.
So we haven't done that yet, but we will. That's on the agenda for tomorrow. So thank you.
Okay, aside from just living with the Wanderers, do we know what the relationship of the two men you named were how are they connected with the Wanderers?
I'm not, this is ongoing. I'm not going to get into the semantics and dynamics of the relationship there. Alex?
A lot of neighbors spoke to us about a scooter that maybe you guys were looking for. Can you speak to anything about, like, you had found a scooter, if that was related, or if that's something that you were possibly looking for at the Wanderers residence at all?
Again, that's evidentiary in nature, and I'm not going to speak to that at this point. So.
You mentioned the other property that's going to be starting to be searched tomorrow. Are there warrants for any other properties besides that have been sought out?
Not at this point, but, through the course of this investigation, I believe that there are other locations that we will definitely be searching. So there is no warrant for the search that we're going to do tomorrow. It's all consensual. So I appreciate that.
Was the warrant that was executed in CUNA in recent weeks related to Brandon Shirtliff?
We did not have a warrant for any home in CUNA.
But was there a search related to his home?
Yes, there was.
You said that you believe that one of them is in North Dakota. You haven't located him yet. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Do you mind spelling their last names for us? I'm sorry.
Sure, I can. You obviously have the Wanderer's last name, correct? Okay. Last of Shurtliff is Shurtliff. Last of Lucien is Lucienne. Okay, all right. Well, if we don't have any other questions, I'm going to conclude this press
What?
conference. Karen, one more?
One more. If neither of these individuals do come forward with information, could they face any charges related to hampering an investigation or anything like that?
You know, I would tell you that, I'm not going to discuss our investigative strategies at this point, but it is my belief that charges are forthcoming. So.
Just one last question. I know you're very proud of your team that's really done an amazing job so far. Can you talk more about that and about how they're doing?
You know,
It's got to be tough.
it is tough. You know, we've lived this case from the time that it began, and but I'm telling you, I've got a very strong, committed group of people here, and they come in here every day, and we're in this grind, and they are committed to finding Michael, and we're just not going to stop. Everybody should know that. We are not going to stop until we uncover the truth in its entirety, I would say. So, thank you. All right. Thank you, everybody.
This is a little bizarre. First of all, we've got pictures of people we've never seen. These two guys. One is in North Dakota. The guy down on the bottom right. And then this guy, the black guy, is in Toledo, Ohio. And they're saying that he has knowledge of where Michael is. And I don't know who the guy on like the picture bottom right. I can't remember his name, but I don't know. He kind of looks like Michael a little bit. It's kind of weird. So these are names that we didn't hear. So this must be the person that JLR did the interview with then. On the bottom right, you guys can check that out. Did he do a phone interview or what? Like Zoom? I'm not sure if it looks like the person that was walking. Yeah, I'm sick. Ooh, Melanie. Oh, it's an old photo. Shurtliff. He was in a hot tub drinking beer. Yeah, that's really weird. Well, I'm not going to play the interview. You guys can go check it out. But I don't know why Chris M is there. I know that he's been there talking to the family, but why he would be there today is a little confusing. I thought maybe they would introduce him and his role. Well, the one reporter said, hey, what about her mental eval? When she's done with her mental eval, will she be, what will happen with her? And he said that she will stay in custody. Yeah, that's probably a driver's license photo. I know, but as support? For what? So you can just show up at press conferences and the cops will let you stand there for support? Doesn't make sense. There's got to be more to his involvement. He's got to be like helping with something. Yeah, that's what it sounds like, Candy. I think he just went by the Idaho place because he was there. Or the scene of the Idaho 4. If he was there for this, he probably drove by there. Oh, he was there when it was being dug up? Angie, I didn't know that. How did you know that? The guy told JLR he can't go to Idaho because he has warrants. Oh, okay, One Eye Open. I didn't know. I didn't know he was been there that whole time. Wow. Wow, that's shocking to see two new faces though, huh? But it's not a cold case, One Eye Open. That's what confused me. This is an ongoing active case. It's not a cold case. So that's why I wondered. But maybe because of this cold case thing, they talk to him. I don't know. You've heard about both of them, Sandra? Right, Chris. Chris World Network. The Cold Case Foundation is not a legal organization. Right, it's a nonprofit. But allegedly it has all law enforcement officers that are on it. I don't know if the Cold Case Foundation is like a YouTube foundation or what. I'm not sure. But hopefully that they said they're going to be doing a search tomorrow. And hopefully we'll get more information. But it sounds like they know what they're looking for. I will, Miss Robin. It's just terrifying. I mean, stretching from Ohio over to Idaho. One Eye Open. No, what I was saying is Chris is still an active detective through the cold case, so he carries a license. And they also help out with missing cases that have been over a year old. Active detective through the cold case. So is he like a PI now? Consented search. Yes, Flo. Exactly. You guys are keeping my head straight because I'm not feeling well and I have like medicine head.
Kiss my grits!
They took in homeless people. Keelea. I don't know, but that guy on the bottom right, he looks like Michael. Is that guy Michael's biological dad? Brandon? Is Brandon his biological? Just something about him. I don't know if it's his eyes or what that reminds me of Michael. Just a girl. I think it's weird too, just because I feel like we don't understand his position. Thank you, Ad Rock. Thank you, guys. Thanks, Candy. Like, it would just make more sense if, I guess, everybody understood his position. It's just kind of like this unknown thing, you know? No relation. Sheriff Grady Judd would have found the boy by now. Yeah. Sheriff Grady Judd doesn't mess around. We just got news, though, that one of Dog the Bounty Hunter's team members has died. Apparently he passed away on a Zoom call, which is very sad. Thoughts going out to Dog the Bounty Hunter, and his team. Just a girl. Yeah, I agree. I think it gives me a weird feeling too. I think because we're not privy to how he's involved. But at least, I mean, he's standing there. It's not like he's doing something and not showing his face. You know what I mean? His name is David Robinson. Dog the Bounty Hunter's, let me see, partner, David Robinson. I don't recognize him, but I'm not a big Dog the Bounty Hunter watcher. Brandon worked for them driving a taxi. No, it's not his dad. But the guy top right looks young. Craziness. I just don't really understand the involvement. Like, Chris M's a YouTuber, first and foremost, you know? Oh, he had new crew, Tammy? Okay, that explains why he doesn't look familiar. But yeah, I mean, right before Christmas. I think so, always late. If he's undercover, though, he wouldn't be standing in a press conference. Yeah, David Robinson passed away. Retired LE still get courtesy treatment, but dare not infringe on location without consulting local LE. I'm sure he will explain one day. I guess I just don't get it because it's not a cold case. Oops. Let's look up David Robinson, Dog the Bounty Hunter. You say he's been with him for 5 years? Let's see. Inside Edition. I don't see anything. I don't see anything from a reputable source. Those are all like weird sources. So I don't know if that's even true. Because there's literally nothing from a regular source. Nada. So, yeah, I don't know what to make of that one. Tammy, while he's been undercover. When I open, how do you know so much about what Chris M does? Hey, Jay, I wonder if that's the guy in North Dakota is working in the oil fields. What do you mean? Wait, what? No, I'm just saying it's just odd. That's all. But then again, what isn't odd anymore? What isn't odd anymore? I mean, look at these yahoos. Poor little Michael. So I guess the conclusion is they believe Michael is deceased, and they're going to be conducting a search tomorrow. So have you guys all recovered from yesterday's shenanigans? Just Samantha. Everyone is saying he started the cold. Well, what do you mean? That's what I don't understand. You guys call it the Cold Case Foundation. Chris M's thing is called the Cold Case Foundation, but it's not like the Cold Case Foundation. Like, it's not the only cold case foundation. But it's not a cold case. That's what I don't get. Like, cases don't turn cold for a long time. Hey, White Boy Lockdown Radio. White Boy, did you make a video about yesterday? He said he was working on the oil fields. Bella's got something to say. Right, Danielle Marie? Me too. But one eye open, that's what the public sees. Shenanigans is a perfect word for yesterday. I agree. All right, you guys, I am not feeling good. So I am going to hop off here and wrap this up. I just wanted to make sure that I got this update and, kept abreast on what's going on. But I hope that we get some answers soon on little Michael. But yeah, you guys, that good word, Angie B. It was complete fuckery.
Sure.
So I deleted mine because what happened was I spoke with the public information officer there in Idaho. And what really happened was that they didn't realize that they could set their WebEx to where no one can unmute. And so that's what happened. So really the court should have made sure that all 400 people that were on there, because like literally all 400 of those people could have unmuted and been hot mic'd, 400 of them. So it was so weird because when I talked to the PIO, I said, there's a setting in there where you can disable the unmute button. And she was like, we didn't know that. This is our first, believe it or not, through COVID, this was their first go around with a podcaster asking for permission to stream. So they told me that they assumed that what I would do is record it and I guess play it later. I don't really know what the difference is between recording it and playing it or streaming it. I'm not sure. The form that I filled out did not specify. It just said video. But she admitted that they have never had a podcaster request media coverage before. So I was thinking to myself, well, welcome to 2022. But it was not my fault. But they thought, this is what they thought in all of their naivety, whatever. This is what they thought. They thought because I was the one that got the consent from the judge that I was unmuted and that I had people on my panel that were talking openly and that we were disrupting the stream, the hearing. But in all actuality, what it was is their WebEx was wide open, balls out. She said no one else requested, Elle. No one else requested. But I'm surprised just a girl, just because of COVID, that they didn't have, these settings already perfected through the COVID pandemic. So I'm assuming, I don't know if this is even going to be ever streamed again. I'm of the mindset after yesterday with a, 2 charge of child rape that I hope it stays private, and I hope that we hear about the outcome of this. So they didn't know other YouTubers were on the stream. I don't think so. I don't know who they thought was on the stream. I don't know. Yeah, they said they never had it happen before, so live and learn, live and learn. I mean, things are changing. It's a super small town, is it? So if it's a small town, small county, they probably don't have a lot of cases that anyone would request. But I'm so glad that I did, puppies, because if I didn't, that would have been really bad. Because there were people streaming it that didn't ask. But I couldn't believe they thought it was me. I was like, oh no. I am like, I have got to set the record straight. So I was like, hey, you guys can go back and watch the WebEx, because when someone talks, it lights up around their little window of their name, their little sign-in window. You could tell who's talking and who's not, So they did that. So I don't know what's going to happen. But I was just glad that, I was able to, thank you, Melanie. I was just glad that, it was cleared up. Oh my God, just a girl. She said, when COVID first started in my local area, I was at a family court hearing and the camera came on and my ex was nude. So, stuff happens. It's against Utah law to stream court cases, but not with permission. They didn't know what was going on. They didn't understand that I was going to live stream it. They didn't know that anyone would even want to do that. This was all like shocking to them. What was the man's voice, Flo? Oh, yeah. But they thought maybe I had like an open panel. Like I had a bunch of people on with me. I was like, no. I was like, I'm a one-woman show and it was just me and I was muted the entire time. Yeah, you just have to get permission. There's a process. You have to just fill out. And you know what was crazy on theirs, being that they are such a small county, surprisingly, they had a really easy way to ask for media coverage. It was like one of those DocuSign documents. Like that would suck, Candy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I clicked on the link on their website. It's right on the website where the hearing is. It says for media, and then you click on it, and then it opened up this DocuSign document. And I just filled it out, checked it, sent it in, and they approved it by the next morning, and I was good to go. But then when numbnuts started talking out loud, that was when the court was like, what the fuck's going on here? So, anyways, what a shit show. What a shit show.
No offense, but shut your pie hole, lady.
All right, you guys, dance it out. Hopefully I'm feeling better for Friday live tomorrow. I got a lot of updates for y'all. So I'm going to go get some more rest, and hopefully I will be up to par tomorrow Enjoy the rest of your Thursday, and please give this video a like. Dance it out, y'all.
Sure.
I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn.